all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. A very good morning to you. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint, and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 23rd of April. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in India crossed 20,000 on a day where it also saw 700 people recover. The number of cases rose by nearly 1,500 yesterday. In fact, over half of the total infections were reported over the past 7 days. There have now been 652 reported COVID-19 deaths, but on a positive note, nearly 4,000 have recovered from the disease. In the current international hotspot for the virus, which is the US, cases have risen 3.1% from the day before to 835,316, according to data compiled by Johns Hopkins University and Bloomberg News. That was lower than Tuesday's growth rate of 5.7% and below the average daily increase of 4.4% over the past week. Back home, the government has announced an executive order to ensure the safety of medical staff after they threatened to protest against rising incidents of violence over fears that doctors are spreading the coronavirus. The cabinet amended laws to convert such violent acts into non-bailable offences and provide compensation for injury or loss of property. Prison terms range from 3 months to 7 years and fines from 50,000 to 5 lakh rupees. The government will also complete investigations into attack on healthcare professionals within 30 days. In news in India's money market, interest rates for short-term government bonds fell sharply yesterday after an auction of treasury bills drew large bids. The government auctioned 45,000 crore rupees worth of treasury bills, for which it received bids worth 3.43 lakh crore. That's over 7.5 times the bids that the government accepted. The yields at the treasury bill auction fell even below the reverse repo rate, with the 91-day bills being sold at an interest rate of 3.62% and the 182-day bills being sold at 3.65%. In other news, Vodafone Group has said it has accelerated a payment of $200 million to Vodafone Idea as liquidity support at a time its joint venture has to pay more than 58,000 crore rupees in statutory dues. The amount was due in September as per the terms of the contingent liability mechanism between Vodafone Group and Vodafone Idea. Asian stocks have edged higher, tracking gains on Wall Street as investors took some comfort from earnings reports and also signs that the coronavirus outbreak is easing. Oil extended its recovery from Monday's plunge below zero. WTI futures were at $13.50 to the barrel last I checked, and Brent crude was just about $20. An order by President Donald Trump authorizing the U.S. Navy to destroy any Iranian gunboats that harass American ships may also have lent some support to crude. Also, European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell has criticized the US for blocking International Monetary Fund aid for Iran to fight the coronavirus, saying Tehran's request for a $5 billion emergency IMF loan is justified on humanitarian grounds. And with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Agam. How are we looking this Thursday morning?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. The SGX Nifty futures trade flat this morning with a positive bias, and it's likely to be a quiet start for us as well. In earnings, we watch out for Britannia, where revenue growth is expected to be flat with little growth seen in volumes year on year. Bharti Infratel may see a decline of 1% in revenues sequentially, with operating margins staying above 50%. Yes Bank seeks shareholder approval for raising an additional amount of 5,000 crores via issuance of equity or other convertible securities, in addition to the 10,000 crores already approved by shareholders on February 7th by way of rights issue. Vodafone PLC said that it has accelerated a payment of $200 million to Vodafone Idea to provide the Indian company with liquidity to manage its operations. This payment was not due until September 2020 under the terms of the contingent liability mechanism with Vodafone Idea. MCX has been under pressure of late because of steep decline in oil prices, and the exchange has said that its 22nd April pay-in and pay-out, including the settlement of April 20th crude oil contracts, has been completed, and a payout of 242 crores has been made to clearing members of MCX CLL. S&P Global Ratings lowered its preliminary long-term issuer credit ratings on Future Retail to CCC- from B-, and the ratings remain on credit watch with negative implications. And finally, we have Goldman Sachs, which has downgraded Titan to sell from neutral, and it's cut its price target to 738 from 803, saying its demand outlook is losing its sheen. It's seen significant impact on earnings as GDP growth slows. Now, these are just some of the stocks that we can watch out for as we move into trade today, but don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know only on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day and do stay safe.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Pesa Vesa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.